Okay.
Here's what we're doing.
Okay, it's Sunday morning, our first day at Disneyland Paris. We're headed to the park soon. It's early, it's only about 7:15 in the morning. Trying to get our bearings and figure out how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the extra magic hours for a little while this morning and see where the day takes us.
Bonjour. That's all I got.
That's all she got. So we started our day taking advantage of the extra magic hours because we were staying in one of the Disney resorts. So we first went over to Discoveryland, and this is basically the equivalent of Tomorrowland at Walt Disney World in Orlando. The other areas of the park are called similar: Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Frontierland. But this one has a different name. Like I said, Discoveryland. And the theming, as you can see, is like Captain Nemo and the Nautilus. The permanent overlay for Space Mountain is Hyperspace Mountain, which is a Star Wars themed ride, which I really enjoyed. It was very, very exciting. It's Space Mountain. If you've ridden Space Mountain, it's more similar to the one in Disneyland out in Anaheim because you do sit side by side. And basically in the dark you have scenes of TIE fighters and X-Wing fighters dogfighting all around you. It's really cool, really well done. From there, we headed over to Frontierland. We wanted to hit up Phantom Manor, which is Disneyland Paris's version of Haunted Mansion, because we were trying to hit as many of the longer queued rides during extra magic hours when the park was not very busy. You can see here from our video that it's not very crowded at all yet. So we were able to knock out about 3 or 4 average long wait type rides within that first hour. So that really helped.
all times, keeping your hands and arms inside the boat. Thank you.
So, like I said, the extra magic hours were great for us because we were able to knock out Hyperspace Mountain, Phantom Manor, and Pirates of the Caribbean before the hour ran out. And then we were able to get on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril before the crowds got going. We never waited more than 5 minutes. But basically, those 4 rides were walk-ons. From there, we headed into Fantasyland and knocked out the couple of rides we wanted to do there, like Storybook Land and It's a Small World. Again, it's very interesting to compare what's at Disneyland Paris to what I'm familiar with here in the United States. And the rides definitely have their own take, their own flavor. They're very French, which is understandable. In many cases, they speak the French language on the rides, and they definitely have a certain French flair to them. That being said, they are still the core Disney rides that you know and love from here in the United States. After writing It's a Small World, we decided to head out of Fantasyland and grab some lunch. So what we did is we went back over into Discoveryland and the quick service restaurant Hyperion Cafe. We grabbed a couple of chicken sandwiches there with some fries, and from there headed over to Star Tours and went about the rest of our day. So we decided to head over to Disney Village, and this is Disneyland France's version of downtown Disney in Anaheim or Disney Springs in Orlando. It's more comparable in size to Disneyland in Anaheim, a little bit smaller. It's got some restaurants and shops and things like that. But it was really interesting to kind of again compare the selection here versus what we have back in the States. And one thing I think I failed to mention this whole time is that Disneyland Paris is in the middle of celebrating their 30th anniversary. So basically, we've gone from the 50th anniversary at Walt Disney World to the 100th anniversary of the Disney Corporation to the 30th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, back to back to back. So everywhere we go, there's a anniversary going on. This was probably about the warmest day we experienced while in Paris, at 72 degrees, so definitely not complaining here. We decided after going to getting a quick little snack and a refreshment here at Disney Village, we decided to go back to our resort and just relax for a couple hours, and then we're going to go back and go to the other park. Yes, there are two parks here, Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney Studios Park. So we're going to go back to and see Walt Disney Studio Park this evening, and then head back to Magic Kingdom for the fireworks at 11. Well, we have made it to Walt Disney Studios now. After we went back to the resort, had a little nap, got a refresh, took a shower, get all that good stuff, and have come back to spend the next few hours here at the second of the two parks here at Disneyland Paris. So here we've got Tower of Terror, which we're going to try and ride, the new Spider-Man ride that they've got. There's a few things here that I definitely want to check out. They've got a Ratatouille, which is apparently the original to the one that they opened at Walt Disney World last year, and just looking forward to checking it out. Pretty cool. I like the water tower back there, like the one they used to have at Hollywood Studios. Pretty cool. As the day started coming to an end, we wrapped up our day at Walt Disney Studios and headed back over to Magic Kingdom to check out the fireworks show. I love Disney parks after dark. It's like a whole different experience than seeing them during the day, than seeing them lit up at night. This was no exception, especially with the 30th anniversary in full swing with the lights and the decorations. It was just really, really nice. Okay, so another one of the things I learned about Disneyland Paris is that they do two end of day shows. They have a drone show, first of all, for about 10 to 12 minutes. That was fantastic. We don't have that in Florida at Walt Disney World. That was a really, really cool display of how they did these drones and how they've sort of floated around behind the castle creating these images. Really neat. And then after a short break, when that was done, then they brought out the more traditional fireworks show, which also lasted for about 10 to 12 minutes. Also really cool. One big difference I noticed was, though, that they didn't have perimeter fireworks. It wasn't quite as big of a fireworks display as what we're used to at Walt Disney World, but it was still really, really well done, really cool. So anyway, just want to thank you for joining us again today on our trip to Disneyland Paris. And thanks for supporting the channel, and we will see you again tomorrow. I did it again, trying to get a photo, and I hit video. Good for me. Good job. I gotta be there now. That's all right because I'm cool.